Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Roger, and this is your daily tarot map for Thursday, September 3rd, 2015, using tarot to create the life you want. Well, as usual, I want to thank everybody for all your kind emails and your comments, for watching, for subscribing, for sharing these videos on your social network. I really appreciate your support. So this week we continue our work with the Cosmic Tarot, created by Norbert, Losche, with a companion book written by Jean Hewitts. And the three cards drawn randomly from the deck today were the Tower, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Princess of Swords. So the first card in our draw today is the Tower, another one of those cards whose presence is for the most part unwelcome in a reading, as it brings with it ideas of a forced change, a collapse, ruin, breakdown, and destruction. Not very desirable qualities at all. But for all the bad rap that the Tower gets, it does serve a purpose. It corrects that false sense of security that we might have and blasts away at those entrenched and outmoded ways of thinking and living our lives. You know, the Tower card often serves as a wake-up call for us to make some drastic changes. You know, we might be pretending that our marriage is healthy, that our job is fulfilling, or that we can quit drinking anytime we want. But what the Tower asks us to do is to step outside of that status quo and examine our lives to see if the foundations of our beliefs and actions are as stable as we think they are. Now we see the epitome of the status symbol of wealth in our second card, the Nine of Pentacles. Now here we see a woman sitting amongst riches and abundance. Coins are floating in, or possibly out, of her treasure chest. Now, though she has everything she thinks she wants, she's not really looking at any of it, but rather is gazing off over her shoulder in a different direction, as though she's feeling that there's something is amiss. She looks kind of uptight, in my opinion. Now, perhaps something is missing from her life. Maybe she's been so busy building her fortune that she's forgotten how to actually live. She could be so focused on building up her wealth that she refuses to spend money on herself, intent on preserving her fortune. Now, this might be a reminder that, though it certainly is important and essential to earn money and create some stability in our lives, we also need to enjoy our life as well. You know, sometimes we need to shake things up a bit, even if, especially if we're in a situation that deep down is making us unhappy. Now, our last card, the Princess of Swords, asks us to cut through those facades, those beliefs that we're happy when we're actually not, and maybe take a good hard look at our life. Now, are we focused on making money to the exclusion of spending time enjoying our life? You know, the Princess of Swords card often appears to let us know that we have a lot to think about, and we should be thinking about, and it's perhaps time to stop simply going with the flow and instead take a stand for what's truly important to us. You know, you might want to analyze your situation. You know, is there anything that needs to be cut out of your life that is no longer serving you and your best interests? Are your old beliefs perhaps keeping you stuck, preventing you from moving forward? You know, today might be a good day to make some drastic life changes, or at least seriously consider making them if any of this pertains to you. Now remember, nothing will change unless we change. So the message today for these three cards is: it might be time to turn the page in your story to a new chapter and release that which no longer serves you. Letting go can not only lighten your load, but also help you create the future you really want. So today's advice card comes from the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards, and the card drawn randomly from the deck is number 7, Whispering Hall. So it's been a while, I think, since we've seen the Whispering Hall card appear in our reading as our advice card. Now, the Whispering Hall card appears to remind us that something's not quite right in our world, an idea that we saw confirmed earlier in today's draw. It's telling us that we should no longer ignore those problems that have been nagging us or that deep down realization that something is missing in our lives. It might be time to push aside any lingering self-doubt or fears we have about starting something new and simply say, the hell with it. It's time to end this same old tired story and begin a new one. And that's it for today. If you like this video, I'd really appreciate it if you click the like button below. And to connect with me, visit my website at tarot-dude.com, where you'll find all my contact information. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Brightest blessings.